Hey YouTube, how are you all doing? I hope you're having a great day. It's a beautiful day out today. I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. So today I want to just take the time to talk about the importance of connecting to God. Nowadays, a lot of crazy things are happening right now. I want to talk about how God has impacted me in my life. As a child, I didn't know too much about God. Me and my family, we did puja, arti, we went to temples and things like that. But I didn't really have a connection to God. Only later on in my life I started watching religious serials like Mahabharata, Ramayana, Vishnu Puran, Shiv Mahapuran, and many others. And that had a very profound effect on my life as I began to take interest in learning more about Hinduism, aka Sanatana Dharma. As I became more spiritual or religious, I began to stop eating chicken, fish, shrimps, and things like that, and became vegetarian. It was a personal choice. I may do a video later on about why I became vegetarian and talk about the benefits, but definitely starting a vegetarian life, was kind of one of the things I did after becoming more awake. So I began to believe in this higher power and developed a relationship with God. To have a genuine relationship with God, it's important to connect with your heart and cultivate that relationship. Some people, I notice, they believe in God, but they seem to do it just because everybody else believes in God and like there's something out there, but they never really made a conscious effort to develop this relationship. I was on the right path because I experienced all kinds of situations in my life that helped me to grow. And so, for example, me and my family members, we went to India, and I went there to get married. So I had married this woman, and I was very happy and excited to start this new phase of my life. Little did I know that after she came to Canada, she would leave me 3 days later. So that was only because on day 2, I had secretly discovered that she had a boyfriend and that she had only came to Canada for immigration purposes. So obviously that was devastating and heartbreaking, right? But that's the experience I went through, and a day or two later, she was dropped off to Toronto where some friends of hers were living, and I thought that was the end of it, but instead this woman had filed domestic violence charges against me to stay in the country or whatever the case is. With God by my side, I was able to deport this woman. The chances of deporting somebody here from Canada is almost impossible. But some way, somehow, after 4 years, I was able to get her deported, and I was successful in all the cases. So, that was a miracle of its own. I had met thousands of people who went through these experiences, and I helped them out as well. And we formed an organization to change the immigration laws and things like that. But at the same time, a lot of them, if not all of them, they weren't successful in their case. A lot of them, they couldn't move on with their lives, and there's no ending or closure to their story. And luckily, I'm very thankful that I was successful in getting her deported. So that's just one example. Sometimes you also have to go through tough lessons to learn the purpose behind some of these experiences that you go through. There are a lot of people who pray to God and ask for material gains and things like that. It's all good, I understand, but at the same time, if they don't get what they want, they give up on God or start cursing God or whatever the case is. But found a baseball. But whatever the case is, these people, they probably won't develop any kind of relationship with God. They just want certain gains out of it, and it's not how it works. And sometimes, if you ask for something and you don't get it, there are reasons behind it. Perhaps you aren't ready for that situation or whatever you're asking for, or you aren't meant to be in that situation. So whatever the case is, know that it always happens for good reasons. Don't just question. A lot of people just they don't have a relationship, and they're not fully awake. Just know that everything happens for good reasons. So let me give you an example. Let's say there's a particular girl that you may like. She's beautiful and good looking and everything. But, little do you know about the girl. Maybe you don't know very much about the girl. Only God knows what that person is like inside. Only God knows what you are like inside. So maybe you may not be compatible with the two of you, So know that there's reasons behind all of this. God can see, 20 years down the line how your relationship's going to be. So it's important to keep that in mind. So anyways, I continue to improve my spiritual life further and further by practicing yoga and meditation. It had a great effect on my life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. So I continue to do yoga, meditation. Now, I also, want to know what other religions have to offer, and so I spend time to research other religions and see what kind of perspectives they offer and things like that. One thing that really turns me off from Abrahamic religions is the fact that they seem to want you to believe in one God, which is fine, but when you start talking about how you go to hell if you follow some other God other than their God, that's not my cup of tea. I don't believe in that. I believe that God is love. I can't see how God would think like that. I don't know. That just completely turns me off. But a lot of these other religions also have great perspective. I learned to appreciate the Christians for some of their specific prayers that they do. So, I've incorporated some of them into my life. Anyway, so it's a continuous journey on the spiritual path. Keep going and doing whatever that it is that you're doing. Don't give up. So I mentioned earlier how a lot of crazy things are happening in the world, and it's important to pay attention to what's going on. And we need God, our spirit guides, to help us around these times. Beginning in 2020 with the COVID outbreak or pandemic, we've also had rising inflation. The food prices are just crazy. Gas prices are so high, and add everything else to that list. So we definitely need to pay attention to inflation, and how are we going to deal with hyperinflation if something like that comes later on. There are also some bank failures that have happened, so we need to make sure we're prepared for that. If there are more and more banks that might fall, how is that going to impact your life? Do you have all your assets in one bank? Do you have your money in multiple banks? Do you have cash on hand? And do you plan to, diversify your assets by, holding gold or silver or stocks or other high-risk investments? So definitely you want to kind of pay attention to that. We also have wars that are going on. Russia, Ukraine, Israel, and Palestine, Israel, and Iran. There are other wars going on also that's not even talked about. So definitely need to kind of keep in mind what's happening and how it's going to affect us. And what is with these migrant invasions? All these migrants are being brought over to different countries, and it just happens that majority, if not all of them, happen to be males. There's all kinds of crazy things going on, violence in Europe that people may or may not be aware of. And United States, these migrants are coming across the Mexico border, Texas border, and it's gonna get pretty crazy over time. So depending on where you are, you may need to prepare for that. If it happens around your city, your neighborhood, how are you going to deal with that? So definitely, there's a lot of things going on. There's not anything to worry about as long as you have God by your side. With God, you have victory. Make sure you develop a genuine relationship with God, to connect with your heart. And I don't want to make the video too long, but I'll be sure to do more videos in the future. After you watch your video, you have all these different ideas and thoughts and things like that. But thank you for watching my video. I hope you have a great day. Take care.